All right, welcome back, and once again, you're most welcome for another Majid. And starting off the bulletin with one of the top stories in this region. The chairperson Zombo District, the Zombo District Chairperson Oyulu James Oruna has decried high rates of teenage pregnancy and school dropout of girls in two sub-counties of Abanga and Kango, as this has them in training their child mothers with hand skills. The person made this remark on Wednesday, 15th of November, during the launch of an out-of-school adolescent training skills at Palm Corps, Prettier and Space Kango, respectively.
The chairperson made this remark on Wednesday, 15th November this year, during the launch of an out-of-school adolescent training school by Palm Corps, Prettier and Space, working in the two sub-counties of Abanga and Kango, respectively. According to Oruna, this enhances the studies of teenage mothers in the district who have dropped out of school.
A very wonderful thing to ensure that you strengthen cultural institution and government as well to join this war for the advocacy and response to teenage pregnancy. This is key areas of intervention which all of us we feel that it is important. So partners, your intervention right now, it is in two sub-counties and 4 schools. But this is good enough to give you information about what you are supposed to do. And this will inform your planning in the next coming budgeting, that you should widen this activity to other sub-counties and other primary schools so that we can have bigger coverage. And by doing that, I also request our partners, if you can also write to the donors that there is need to have training center, skilling training center within Zombo district, so that we don't take these young girls and young boys out of the district. They can learn within and also get the skills within the district, which will bring more children on board.
During the same function, Abanga Sub-County Chairperson Richard Awekunimongo called upon parents to support their young girls who dropped out of school by sending them back to school. Awekunimongo revealed that due to engagement of such non-governmental organizations, over 67 teenage mothers and 5 boys have been trained in sewing machines, carpentry, so that they become self-reliant.
Ma ubedu kupeku bakurona itenge babonjiri basomu chel mi ubedu Abanga ario ubedu Kangu adek ubedu Paida sub-county. Abanga sub-county junangunia corona ukelu nyot matungtung achel awia wekusomu mabul ario yachu ubedu dit district sidio Abanga ioruma echa ubedu kupasend biera dek wia dek kuwendi population pa wia muyach izombo sama echa majunangu data neko di bank health workers percent piratek awia mirabanga kende majunuangu ubedu awia dakabusiel kupierario wia biru ioru achen eni awia magi yash unisomu awia magi nuangu mugisa mabodi oru migi oromungo umako ginango mugisa.
Meanwhile, Gladys Keliki Tom, the coordinator of the 3 organizations, said they selected the 2 sub-counties due to high rates of teenage pregnancies, and they hope to extend their help to other sub-counties in Pakwach district and other districts as well. Keliki is optimistic that after 3 months training, the girls will be equipped with the sewing machines, joinery and carpentry tools to help them start up their own businesses.
We are stepping in the name of partners in partnership with the kingdom, and we are very privileged. Your Majesty, I am wearing the shoes of 3 EDs. The 3 executive directors, the program in 2 days coincided with another donor visit. They have sent their sincere apology, which they are supposed to be here but unable to be here today. And they have also sent their greetings to the community of Abanga, that in the next program they really wish to be together in the next activity so that they see the success. I'm standing here representing the 3 consortium partners.
The training will kick off next month, and the first group will complete their studies at the end of this month. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And moving away from that and heading to Moyo, the leaders of Moyo district have said they will not accept to be pulled back by individuals who want to hinder development of the district. And this remark was made by Anyama Williams, the chairman local council 5 Moyo district, during a community engagement meeting on Laropi to Moyo, connecting to a 4G road project in Moyo People's Hall. Okumu Dominic with more on the story.
The meeting, organized by Uganda National Roads Authority (UNRA), brought in different landlords, especially those whose lands will be affected by the road project, so as to come into a common understanding and resolve some of their internal wrangles which has made the project to stall. Honorable Anyama Williams, the chairman, Local Council 5 Moyo, in his closing remarks say Moyo as a district has been left behind in terms of development for a very long time, and therefore pledge as a district they will not allow any individual to pull down the district by hindering its development agenda.
Look at us. We are not resembling our age mates. We are like a stunting child that needs a special diet. Now, there are individuals who are still pulling us back. We cannot accept to be held back. There are districts where their roads were tarmacked many years ago. The roads now got damaged. They are now making appeal for repair or for making new roads. For us, since God created us and the world, we are going to see tarmac for the first time in the history of creation of the world, way back even before Jesus came. For us, for the first time, we are going to see tarmac. But we are still divided. A few individuals are pulling rope. I want to appeal to our people of Madi, people of Moyo. We should stop this infighting. We should stop intrigue. We need to disagree, but learn to agree on clear principles for the sake of development of our area.
Mr. Kazoha Robert, the Land Acquisition Officer, Uganda National Roads Authority, under Laropia 4G Jale Road Project, say as UNRA, they are committed to compensate all the affected individuals so as to allow the project to kickstart. Therefore, they are looking forward to resolving some of the problems among the community members.
So we will make sure that we have a high-level discussion with the speaking parties so that UNRA is in a position to pay this money. What we want to emphasize is that money for compensation has to be paid, because if it's not paid, it is not possible for works to start, because the road cannot be built in air. This land at some point will have to be acquired, there will be excavations and all that. So for that to happen, we will have to make everything within our means as UNRWA, Land Acquisition Department, to make sure that this money is paid to the rightful parties. So we'll have to follow the necessary procedures to make sure that payment is made, but that has to be made to the rightful party. So this is the process that we are engaged in, but we hope again that as soon as we'll try as much as possible to make sure that this matter is concluded fast, because there are some people, especially people from Moyo to Afoji, whose submissions have been made. So they are certainly going to get compensation before the people in Moyo town, and when that happens, usually it creates a lot of pressure on UNRWA, because when people start asking why some people got and others didn't, UNRWA is supposed to come up with very, very concrete answers. So we are doing our best to make sure that this matter is closed.
Mr. Erwaga Francis, the cultural chief of Ladrolak land, requests his subjects not to block the development project coming into the area, adding up that they will do whatever it takes to make sure the project succeeds.
I request the people of this area to stop obstructing development, especially our 4G Laropi road project. I request people not to obstruct it because of money. Because when this project came, people all claim that they have land along the roadside. They wanted to have payment from UNRWA. It is very wrong. There are land occupants along this road, but there are people who want to stop payment of those people, so I'm requesting them to withdraw their interest and allow development to go ahead.
Mr. Igama Richard, the Secretary Moipi Land Committee, say as Moipi people, they are not against the project, but their only concern is that they, as the true landlords, have been left out of the compensation and blamed Moyo Town Council for not recognizing Moipi as the true landlords of the area.
But now the major issue is now the government is compensating the people who are affected by the road project. Now, as a clan, we said no. If these people are going to be given something, can there be a token, some value that can be attached to these first occupants, so that they also feel welcomed and they all welcome the development in this place? Otherwise, they felt rejected, isolated. This was the concern of Moipi clan, not to stop the project, even right away from the initial stage. Our major problem here is the Moyo Town Council has now taken up authority of ownership that has left Moipi clan a side way. We cannot now speak much because the town council says the land belongs to the government.
Mrs. Oyowa Maritina, an elder from Moipi clan, say they are the true landlords of the land stretching from Chelechelea Stadium up to where the current Moyo Town Council headquarters is, but they decided to donate some of the portion to other people.
Amakareni tauni maringini vwa marire mondo lune mondo ko duodu amata tidri Moipi diga wodia marire teta judi naina na ni mata okevuni abini abi okongwe lugbari pio wo senale dro ko ata ko asedi utia edia kia ya vuni lugbari e badi ya riko ida sabu mariti.
The government of Uganda, through Uganda National Roads Authority, UNRWA, has started the process of constructing Laropi Moyo Afoji Road, which measures approximately 37 kilometers. The project, which started in February 2021, has since stalled due to some internal wrangles among a section of landowners, something which has made UNRWA to come up with the fact-finding meeting in order to resolve the problem. This is the second time meeting is being held by UNRWA together with the landlords, especially those whose Lands stretch from Chele Stadium up to the current Moyo Town Council headquarters, where a family has written a letter to UNRWA claiming ownership of the land, something which has for long put the project on hold. And now UNRWA, together with the district authorities and the affected people, are devising all the different ways so as to resolve the matter and allow the project to kickstart. I'm Dominic Antonio Kumu for West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories, Uganda Revenue Authority has committed to the family of the deceased 10 million Ugandan shillings in the support of burial arrangements. And this follows after a meeting with the leaders of Arua City and the family members at the Deputy Resident City Commissioner's office. Take a look at the story.
Relatives of the deceased and the victims who were caught up in an accident involving Uganda Revenue Authority and a motorcycle have been left disgruntled after their expectations were not met. During a crisis meeting on 15th of November 2023, both Uganda Revenue Authority and the families agreed on 16 million Ugandan shillings to meet the burial expenses. However, this agreement turned around to negotiations as Uganda Revenue Authority today, 16th of November 2023, decided to pay the family 10 million Ugandan shillings. Although the family accepted to take the money, which was handed over in the presence of the Deputy Resident City Commissioner in an extraordinary meeting, more disagreements ensued when the bereaved family, through their lawyer, demanded to have a copy of the receipt of acknowledgement, as the Uganda Revenue Authority was not willing to hand over it, something that led to long negotiations between the parties.
We shall not go somewhere. We are going to be here until the document we received it. We receive the document on our hand. That is the only thing. Yes.
That is all.
However, in the same incident, Uganda Revenue Authority officials refused to comment on the matter as their earlier request to bar the media from the meeting stood. Zamaham Zamil, the Deputy Resident City Commissioner of Arua City, calls for calm among the parties as more negotiations continue.
So, report what is on the document and what we have agreed. Here, what we are doing is not a compensation. It is a contribution for a burial of the late. And the officer of the Arua branch URA has never said that they are the responsible people to discuss the issue of compensation. That's why they say if there are any bigger engagement, it will be on Saturday when their bosses are around, and we need a competent people who can present this in the meeting, so that it is addressed at that level, not at the level of the region, and not even at the level of the RCC.
The meeting comes after a fatal accident involving Toyota Hilux with registration number UBA 2010, driven by Sendongo Ismail, and a motorcycle with registration number UFP 940T that was carrying 2 passengers, both plying Arua Nebi Road, all heading to Nebi direction. The family meeting with the URA agreed and resolved to take the body for burial in Madiokolo district, pending compensation negotiations on Saturday. Frederick Tamadri, Faris Majid, Yusuf Foster, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories, and in case you're just joining us right now, you're most welcome aboard for the Nile Cast News Bulletin with me, Farish Majid, and we are still giving you more in the world of news. Stakeholders drawn from the various regions across northern Uganda are optimistic that the Regional Civil Society Information and Support Hub will help in achieving developmental goals and tracking the non-governmental organizations. Frederick Dramadri with more on the story.
West Nile Civil Society Network, an umbrella organization for all the non-governmental organizations in West Nile region with funding from the European Union and GIZ, has launched the Civil Society Information and Support Hub to help the local governments, non-governmental organizations and other parastatals in coordination and collaboration. with over 130 civil society organizations across Uganda venturing in different fields. Stakeholders raised that access to information and background check about the organizations have been difficult in the region. Fen Twibe, the executive director, West Nile Civil Society Network, WESSNet, says with the hub in place, linkages of the local governments and other agencies that work towards achieving a common goal with the civil society will be made easier.
The hub has potential to open up one-stop center for information and civil society organizations, local governments, development partners, private sector to exchange about compliance and operation of civil society organizations. So this information center we're launching today actually is going to support all the stakeholders. If you're a district leader as of now, you should pick interest in it, because it will support you to understand how organizations operate and what are the compliant mandatory things that they are supposed to do in terms of complying to the laws of this country. That will definitely be provided for you.
Whereas Taslovon Drost, the head of programs at GIZ, reveals that with the transparency exhibited by the civil societies in Western region, more partners are ready to work with them, and further stressed that this network will be able to cement the relationship among stakeholders in development once utilized maximally.
But, you know, if you love your country, if you love the people, you know, you have to look beyond that and then see, okay, maybe this NGO has submitted, you know, a document that is not filled up. But let's be proactive and tell them, hey, we want you to be active in the region, but you need to follow, you know, the rules and regulations. And these are the rules and regulations, and we will help you. And this is what this Civil Society Information Support Hub ambitions to do, is to ensure that civil society organizations are aware of what they need to do to comply with regulations, and that the regulators also have an interlocutor. And if the trust builds up between your hub and the regulators, it will be actually probably, hey, they will just contact you and see, hey, do you trust these organizations? Have they worked with you? Have you looked at the documents? And then the processing will go much faster.
Many other local leaders drawn from the various districts of West Nile share their expectations.
Therefore, let us, ladies and gentlemen, work hand in hand. Work on the mindset, that negative mindset of our people, you know.
There is terminology. In local government, when we say involvement, the understanding is different from the involvement terminology used by civil society organizations. In local government, when you say involvement, it means what? Money. But civil society organization understanding of involvement and it is participation. Am I communicating? Yes. Participation is the issue. So how can we make local government staff to understand that they need to be involved, they need to participate?
There are problems of poverty, there are problems of alcoholism, there are problems of drug abuse. There are problems of drug abuse also in the USA. And I got surprised. Hooliganism, all that is there. So those can also constitute a problem statement for justification for us also now to take our human resource here to build your capacity. So that we are solving the problems of the world. Not necessarily the problems of West Nile or Uganda or Africa. And that would be where the biggest problem is. And we have the resources.
According to Uganda NGO Bureau, every year, civil societies, through their interventions, contribute 4.7 trillion Ugandan shillings to the Ugandan economy, with an estimated 240,000 jobs created every year. Frederick Dramadri, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
Welcome back. Moving away from the regional scene to the national scene, the Ministry of Works and Transport has called for substantial resource allocation to ensure comprehensive road infrastructure maintenance and upgrades, especially for tourism roads across the country. The call for urgent action was made during the ministry's third Integrated Transport Infrastructure and Service Program review meeting held at the Commonwealth Resort in Munyonyo. The State Minister for Works, Musa Cheru, emphasized the need for significant investment in road maintenance countrywide. The current debate on the quality of roads in Uganda has been intensified with the recent breakdown of the Kampala-Hoima road, raising questions about the overall condition of the country's road infrastructure. And with that,
welcome for the sports news on West Nile Television with me, Owen Ezaga, your anchor tonight. And with the big stories tonight, of course, the Bet Power FUFA Big League games, of course, kick-started March the 7th. And a lot that happened in the games as results will be coming right here on, that is the subsequent analysis of the whistle time that will always be coming right there. But of course, in our top story today, the Obimo Uganda Obimo Cup has been launched in Zombo district, and these games are going to be taking place at Barokoro Stadium. The tournament that has attracted two groups from the Okoro and DRC was officially launched by the Prime Minister of Alur Kingdom, Prince Lawrence Opar Angal. Tournament is for players who not registered in the regional league, according to reports right there. Now, big league and Premier League teams are also not being included in this. Let's have more.
The game that attracted two groups from Okoro and Democratic Republic of Congo was organized and officially launched by the Prime Minister Alur Kingdom, Prime Minister Lawrence Opar Angala. While addressing thousands of subjects who turned up for the game, the Prime Minister Alur Kingdom encouraged the players to aim at unity and discipline. The Prime Minister further said Alur Kingdom initiated the games 5 years ago in a bid to bring together all Alur, both in DR Congo and Uganda, under one kingdom. He warned the supporters against hooliganism during the forthcoming games, which will commence on Friday, 17th November this year.
This tournament is meant to bring together people in the kingdom, in Kerala, regardless of the borders between us and DRC. As you all know, 80% of our people live in the DRC, and only about 15-20% live in Uganda. This football tournament is meant to unite us, meant to improve our relations at at the grassroots level, at the middle level, at the governmental level, and at the ordinary business that we do every day. It is a very important tournament in our calendar because it promotes unity between Alur and Congo, and this time it is between the people Alur in Congo with the Okoro team. Okoro team, you see them in yellow, and the DRC team is in the opposite color. So everyone watching this thing should know it is meant to promote peace, it's meant to promote socio-economic development, the trade that goes on between us, it's meant to promote international relations between Uganda and it is meant to promote diplomatic relations. It's meant to promote cultural cohesion. It's meant to promote even political security between the two countries. So we take this tournament very seriously because we know it's going to propel us very, very far and make us live as one people under one king with total peace and harmony.
Meanwhile, Robert Jacon, the president of the Black Angel Sports Club, is happy that the game was launched at Barokoro Stadium, which generated income to support his club. Jakony is quite sure that the Okoro team, the champion of the 5th edition, will retain the cup.
It is a privilege for the Black Stadium to launch the 6th edition of the Kerala Cup. And for us, as by the Black Angel, it has always been a privilege for us to host such an event. It's not the first time the Black Angel is hosting the Bimo Edition Cup in more especially, we call for unity, call for peace among the members, particularly our brothers from the DRC, who are also participating in this tournament, and also we call for other stakeholders to embrace the effort of Obimo Cup and also they support the initiative. They promote our togetherness, our brotherhood, and also our business, to promote business amongst our people, part of our brothers in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So for me, it has always been a privilege for me. I just want to encourage other people, our stakeholders, our spectators to come and enjoy, to have fun, to come and share with the rest of the community, to see also to get to know our leaders. You know, most of our people in the community, the subject of Kerala, they don't know their leaders. They don't know who is the Prime Minister of Kerala. They don't know who is the King of Kerala. So in such initiative, it is a good platform for them to come and see the King, to come and see the Prime Minister, and for us as subjects of Kerala, it is a privilege.
Reports from the Lur Kingdom indicate that the kingdom will embark on Obimo Cup football tomorrow, and this will be for only players who are not registered in the Regional League, Big League, and Premier League. The game ended 2-0 in favor of Alur Select, who beat Alur Select from DR Congo. On Friday tomorrow, Okoro County will play against Badire County at Luo Grounds, and other games will be played next week. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV Sports.
All right, welcome back, and thank you, Owen Ezaga, for the sports updates there. And with that, we eventually come to the end of